Welcome to episode 2 of the Benny and Daddy Cooking Show.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. So today we have a flank steak. We're going to make a marinade for that. And then we're going to be making a, what kind of sauce?
Chimichurri sauce.
Chimichanga sauce? No. I've never even heard of such things. Chimichurri sauce. So we're making a chimichurri sauce to go with the flank steak that we'll grill up later. What about chimichurri sauce? Where's it from?
The country it was made in Argentina in South America.
Brilliant, my man. Okay, good. So thanks for the support from episode 1. Our followers on YouTube went from, well, actually it was like 200 or 300% increase, which means we went from 2 to 7 followers, but you got to start somewhere. So not too bad for not even 2 episodes yet. But anyways, first thing we're going to do is tenderize this flank steak. Flank steaks are kind of a tougher piece of meat, but if you prepare it correctly, grill it right, and then slice it right, it's a really flavorful piece of meat, and it really takes well to marinades. So the first thing we're going to do is tenderize it. And we have here a meat tenderizer, which is, it's called a jacquard, and it's got a bunch of basically like little razor knives in here. So I'll go ahead and do this part for safety, all right? You don't have to stand back, but you just want to get in there, tenderize the meat. It's gonna break up those muscle fibers. All right, we'll flip her over. Do the same thing. Okay, so that is done. Now, if you look at a flank steak, it's got all these muscle fibers going this way. So when you cut it, you want to go against the grain. With the grain would be along, like parallel with these lines, which would really be very tough. So you want to go against the grain. So you want to go basically perpendicular to those muscle fibers. And you want to cut on a bias, which is like a 45-degree angle to kind of get a bigger strip of meat. So if you do that, you're really going to have a good piece of meat and an enjoyable dinner. So let me get a bag for this, Ben. Okay? Go ahead and put this in the Ziploc bag. It's about a 2-pound flank steak. And for the sake of time, because we're not going to measure everything out, I'm kind of an eyeballer when it comes to cooking. I'm not a baker. So let me wash my hands real quick, and then we'll make this marinade, and then Ben will make his chimichurri sauce. Just 1 second.
My name's Ben.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is 1/3 cup of olive oil. So I eyeball everything. That's about 1/3 cup. Then we'll go with some garlic. I'll get that real quick. My mistake.
Garlic like this. Oh wait, that garlic.
And I'm cheating on the garlic with this. It's kind of a garlic hack. It's really good stuff though. So 2 to 3 cloves. We'll empty this guy here. That's about 2 cloves. And then we have some roasted garlic kind, which is really good stuff. We'll put a little bit of that in there. That'll get us to 3, okay? Next thing is 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, okay? Get some acid into there to kind of break down the meat even more. So 2 tablespoons. That's probably 1. That's probably 2. All right. Next up is 1/3 cup of soy sauce. So we're not going to put salt in the marinade because it's going to have plenty of salt from the soy sauce. But before we grill, we'll do a little kosher salt and pepper to get a good crust on the steak. So 1/3 cup. A lot of salt in here, but very good flavors. That's probably 1/4 cup. That's 1/3. Not an exact science. Then what we want to do is we want to put in some honey. And let me check my screen here to get the exact measurement on that. And that's 1/4 cup. So 1/4 cup of honey, which has not been opened yet. Take care of that. Honey is going to give it a little sweetness. Okay. All right, 1/4 cup. Right about, it's quite a bit of honey actually. We'll call that good. And then 2 teaspoons of fresh ground pepper. There's 1. There is 2. Okay. So that's our marinade. We'll go ahead and Ziploc that. And for the sake of time, I'll kind of massage everything around later. But we'll take this to the side. And now, chimichanga, aka chimichurri sauce, a la Chef Ben here. So what we did here is we were going to chop everything in front of you, but 1, I'm not that good at chopping, and 2, that would take some time. So what we're going to do is I've already kind of chopped everything up. So Mr. Ben here is going to put all the ingredients in that kind of already been pre-measured. So the first thing Ben's going to put in is a 1/4 cup of fresh oregano. So we're able to get some fresh oregano from the store, chopped it up really fine, and Ben, go ahead and dump that in, buddy.
All of it?
All of it.
Okay.
Okay, give it a couple taps. All right, I like it. You did good. Okay, next was the shallot. Okay, same story, about a 1/4 cup. However, there was no shallots at the store. So what I did is I cheated. I got a red onion, cut it up really fine. A shallot is kind of like an onion and kind of like garlic, so this is a good kind of a good substitute. So go ahead and dump that in there. That's good. Cool. And then we have, this is the parsley, and that's a 1/4 cup. There you go, bud. And then a 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro. We didn't do that, did we? All right, there you go. All right, so then we need a 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar. That's definitely a little over 1/2 cup, so we'll just kind of eyeball this. We won't put all of it in. That's good. And then we need some kosher salt. So we'll get that from here. I'll take care of that. Just a titch more. What else do we need, bud? We need some olive oil. So 1/3 of a cup. I'm sorry, 3/4 of a cup. So go ahead and dump that in, bud. I'll let you know when to stop. And stop. There you go. All right, what else? We want a little heat. We want a little heat in our chimichurri sauce. So we're gonna use some crushed red pepper. It calls for like a red jalapeno. Store didn't have it, so we'll get our heat from this. Just a little bit. Is that good, you think?
Yeah.
Is that hot enough? All right, what else? Boom, boom, cloves, garlic, salt. I think we're good. I think we're good. So what we'll do is, last time I made this, I did it in our food processor, really kind of stirred it up. I cut everything so fine, I will mix it up and I think it'll be just fine. So what we'll do is we'll grill that flank steak later, and then we'll cut on against the grain on a bias, and then serve it with this chimichurri sauce with some vegetable kebabs and some golden potatoes. So it should be a pretty good Sunday meal, don't you think?
Yep.
I guess the chimichanga sauce would be good for Cinco de Mayo, although I've never heard of a chimichanga sauce. But anyways, thank you so much for watching episode 2. A little disorganized, but I think we pulled it off. So, what do you got to say to everybody real quick, Ben?
Bye and subscribe to our channel.
How many followers do you think we'll have after this episode? 8? 9?
2.
We'll lose 5?
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.